How to use the accessibility airplane. A simple conversation about access needs will lay the foundation for a student to be their most authentic self throughout your work together. Getting started. Print the double-sided paper airplane template at the end of this resource guide and follow the next 7 steps to fold the accessibility airplane. Print the template full size at 100%. Some of the lines will run off the page. This is normal. This minimizes excess edges and makes the airplane easier to fold. Before you begin, if there are still a white border, crease the paper in half lengthwise along number 5. If any lines look weird from printing, use the center crease as a guide for all folds. Pre-fold one copy as an example and work together with the student to fold their own airplane to keep. Revisit the airplane often with the student to make sure that your accommodation plan is still working well. There is no right or wrong way to use this tool, so get creative. Step 1. Fold the top corners down, creating a point labeled ADA. The text below reads, "I want us to not only make sure things are accessible, but also work to transform the conditions that created the inaccessibility in the first place. Mia Mingus." Step 2. Flip the paper over. The text reads, "A disability justice framework understands that all bodies are unique and essential. All bodies have strengths and needs that must be met. We are powerful not despite the complexities of our bodies, but because of them. All bodies are confined by the intersections of ability, race, gender, sexuality, class, nation-state, religion, and more, and we cannot separate them." Patty Byrne. Fold along the horizontal dotted line, which says "fold it like a note," so that the blue tip of the diamond, labeled ADA, lines up with the blue triangle that says civil rights. The paper will look like an envelope with a pointed flap. Step 3. Rotate the airplane to read the text. The heading is Accessibility. One side represents structural access, and the other represents the student survivor's abilities. Pause to reflect together on the pair of questions at the top. What structural barriers exist? And what are your body-mind's limits? Fold the new lower corners up to meet in the center. Step 4. The lower section forms a simple timeline of a few key disability justice and DVSAS events. Fold the small blue triangle down over the 2 flaps to reveal the text Civil Rights, pointing at the year 1990, when the Americans with Disabilities Act was passed. This tab secures the core of the accessibility airplane, just like civil rights are at the core of an institution's responsibility to be accessible to people with disabilities. Civil rights are the tip of the disability justice iceberg. Step 4 timeline. 1860. Elizabeth Packard's husband confines her to the Jacksonville, Illinois insane asylum for disagreements over finances, parenting, and slavery. 1863. Harriet Tubman becomes the first Black disabled woman to lead an armed military operation for the United States, rescuing 750 former slaves during the Combahee River Raid. 1867 to 1974. State ugly laws make it illegal for disabled people to be seen in public. 1962. Ed Roberts sues for admission to the University of California. 1990. The federal civil rights law, the Americans with Disabilities Act, passes. 2013. United Nations Special Rapporteur on Torture declares that the Judge Rotenberg Center is violating disabled residents' human rights. The school remains open. 2020 to 2022. 260,000 disabled people receiving disability benefits died of COVID-19. 2024. 31 states allow forced sterilization of disabled people. Step 5. Flip the airplane over and fold it in half. Unfold it. Orient the left side towards the person with power to grant or deny accommodation requests, staff, and the right side towards the student. The central yellow column represents open communication, with a sample script for how either party can begin a conversation about access needs. A student could say, "Can we talk about my access needs?" And a provider could say, "How can I support you?" Step 6. Crease the wings of the airplane on each side. The student's wing reads, "Because of a disability, I need blank to do blank. Is it possible for you to change blank?" The provider's wing reads, "I can change blank by blank date. I am unable to do blank because blank. Could we try blank instead?" Use this script to guide your conversation about reasonable accommodations until you find a mutually agreed on way to increase the student's access to your services. Step 7. Grip the blue triangle under the airplane and throw. Notice that flight requires both wings to come together and the power of every disabled activist that came before you. Fasten the wings together with a small piece of tape. Crease the tips of the wings and throw again. Bonus step. Accommodations are exactly like paper airplanes. We rarely achieve a perfection on the first try. On the light blue boxes that say, "What do you need to adjust?" make a small cut with scissors. To fine-tune your airplane. This represents all the small changes necessary to create a good accommodation. Make a plan to check in with your student survivor about how the accommodation is working. Because nobody's needs are exactly the same, try creating your own accessibility airplane. Work together with the student survivor to come up with the best paper airplane design and write out a personalized accommodation plan on the wings and body. The sky is the limit.